Hey guys, Matt, Nick, and Alysha here from Bent on Better from our homes right now because we are on a shelter in place here in PA. We are locked down as most of the country is during this crazy, bizarre time. So crazy. But we still want to bring you guys some content that you can listen to. And since everyone is kind of at home right now anyway, we want to give you guys some things to hopefully kick you back into gear and keep you moving forward if you have health, fitness, weight loss goals, whatever it may be. So we are here to help. And so welcome. Hello. Welcome back. Hi, guys. Hey. And
Hey.
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 Hey. So today the topic we wanted to talk about was something that's really very relevant today. It is what to do if you are stuck at home and you want to continue with your weight loss or fitness journey. Just right now, just keeping sane journey. And we want to make sure that you guys know what we are doing, but also what our members are doing and what you can be doing right now to keep going. So I'll start it off by just saying that when you guys, everyone, if you're listening right now or if you're watching this right now, you're going to be just fine. We're going to be just fine. We're going to be great. And if you've been on a weight loss or fitness journey up until now, and you've had to stop because your gym has closed or because you are not able to work out because your schedule's been all over the place, you will not lose all the progress that you've made up to now if you can get back to it. You'll be fine. I promise. It's just like the same way with if you've been working out for the past 2 years, in those first 2 weeks, you didn't see all the progress you made in 2 years happen in those first 2 weeks. So the same thing's happening now. You're not going to lose all your progress in just these past 2 weeks if you've been shut down we've been at 2 weeks now. It's been the 2-week mark. So we're still moving forward, and thankfully we have a business that our members have all been able to hop on board with our virtual training, virtual guides, virtual training, live workouts, all the things we've been providing to our members. But let's talk about the people who aren't our members or people who maybe are in a place where they're having some trouble working out alone or at home. Guys, what are your thoughts right now? If you're at home alone and alone as in like you don't have a gym to go to, what are some things people could be doing right now?
Um, there's there's various things. I mean, we live in a world today where the internet is packed with so many different things. There's different things like yoga, free yoga sessions people are doing now. There's free body movement cardio happening, free stretching, free meditation. There's so many things going on from different outlets that are easily accessible, more easily accessible than ever before, I feel like.
Yeah, it's encouraging and it's inspiring right now to see so much stuff out there. And I think a lot of people have recognized that, like, if you're just getting up and moving, first of all, that's the first step. And I would applaud anybody who right now is getting to that point where they're not just sitting around anymore. They're not just staying idle, and they're actually getting up and they're getting moving. And again, fortunately, there's so many resources out there. But it's like a double-edged sword. It's like there are so many resources out there. Like, which ones do we trust? Which ones do we try and pick and go with?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that you guys both hit on some really good topics that we can make sure that we sort out. So when you are at home, you have so many options out there, whether it's like on-demand options or like on YouTube or on Facebook. There's so much out there now, and programs that have existed for years that people are just now uncovering that were like made in like 2012. That people are like, oh my gosh, like look at this awesome program I found. It's like, well, it's been out there for a while, but everyone's looking now because when you need something, when the demand is high, like you find things, you find ways to do it. And Nick, you're right. There's just so much though, like so much. Like what do you need? And that comes back to let's think about what are your goals? What are you doing for yourself? Why are you looking? And then make sure that aligns with what you want to be doing. If you're someone who has had a regular schedule built into your day where you go to the gym at 5:30 a.m. and you do that 3 times a week. If you're someone who's had that in your schedule for however long, 21 days, because that's what it takes to make a habit, 21 days or maybe 21 months or weeks or 5 years, whatever it is. If you've been on this regular journey and you've had to make this halt to your journey, like stop, like screeching, stop, and like be there. What do you do? So we want to highlight that there are lots of resources and lots of places out there that can help you continue to move forward with that. And to try to do it on your own, if you've been dependent upon a trainer or a coach or a gym that has classes or something like that, if you've been dependent upon this as your regular schedule, they helping you, then obviously you haven't been doing it alone. You have something else be there, whether it's a community, whether it's a friend you meet up with at the gym, or it's a trainer or a coach. Like, you have had something to help hold you accountable or make sure that you're still going, or to work with and work to continue to work with and on what you're doing. And so you have to know who you are and know what you've had, and know that going at it by yourself right now, yeah, you're kind of by yourself. Like, you have to be like, not with other people physically, but you can be with other people like this, like we are, like the three of us. We would be doing this together anyway on our weekly meetings, our weekly meetups, and we would do this and record these podcasts. But since we can't be together right now, we're together virtually, and we're making things happen. And so for us, technology has really become a big part of what we do. And for you as a listener, when you're listening in here, you can make technology a part of your regular day routine for however long this thing happens, and forever long. So let's think about some more. Let's talk about some more reasons for why people need to have this virtual element. And if you're someone who is listening in who you're not used to having a virtual element, maybe we're going to talk about some ideas of why you'd want to consider it, or what are things to consider when you're looking for that virtual element to make sure you're staying on track with your goals. So would either of you guys like to talk on that?
Yeah, so we'll take it back for a second and just think about the variety of resources out there. And there are a lot of people out there who, whether qualified or not, are posting stuff maybe on, so if you look at it across the social media platforms, there's Facebook, Instagram, a lot of the things that are really popular right now, and people are seeing, try this out at home, or try this challenge out, try these 10 push-up challenge or something like that. There have been so many that have come out just in the past 2 weeks that we've been on lockdown, and or what's the proper term, I think, is shelter in place. I think it's all the same, right?
Lockdown.
But the potential fault that I see with just relying on your friends posting these things, or maybe some superhero that you have never even come into contact with post something. You do it once, and then maybe if you're lucky, you do it again tomorrow. But then who's going to hold you accountable, and who's going to make sure that, first of all, you're doing these things correctly? Even though it can be fun and it can be inspiring to go ahead and do those challenges and post them back and send them to your friends and your family, it's really important that if you are trying to adopt the lifestyle of getting fit and getting moving right now, at a time when it's so important, that you're doing it correctly and you're continuing to lay down a smooth and a really good foundation. And then when this is all over, guess what? Now you're ready to get back into it, and you're not hurting it, or you're not stiff, or, yada, yada.
That was yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Alysha, were you going to add something?
I mean, I think he hit some really, really good points. I mean, there's pros and cons to everything, not just fitness, but like everything in life. So finding the balance of pros and cons to everything that's out there is it's going to be hard, but it has to be done right now. Since, like you said, we're in shelter in place, there's really nothing else to do. You got to kind of take the time and weigh them out.
Yeah. And so why don't we talk about some of the things that people should be looking for when they're looking for a program? What should you be looking for? I know off the bat, like, I'm going to say this, like, just straight up. We are an actual facility. We actually are a gym. I've owned this gym. So I started the gym, like having like a gym, so to speak, like a place for people to come to and like work out with me in 2016. Like, although it wasn't the gym that we know to be now, like Bent on Better, it was like in a kids music room in a preschool. But it was still something. And I was working with people one-on-one, two-on-one in small groups. And you guys have also come on board, and we've been doing this for years now. So, and then even before that, like I've been working with people. I have been working with and training people since 2010. So that's 10 years of actual experience in the field of fitness. So not to say that you can't go online and get a great degree and a great certification and be able to train people. Like, you can do that, sure, but if you're listening in and you're watching this, when you are looking for who to work with right now, consider the factors that are important to you. Do you want someone with more experience, or do you want someone who has a certification or more experience and a certification? Like, what do you want, and how are you going to feel if you're training someone who doesn't know what to do or how to make the modifications for you, how to make sure that you're doing things in a systematic and scientific way to see progress long term? Right? I mean, feeling sweat and getting like the sweaty workouts in right now are great. We've been doing those for the past 2 weeks, but guys, like, let's just be straight up. Like, we've been doing those for the past 2 weeks, and I think the three of us are in pretty decent shape overall, but my like this is exactly why people shouldn't be like, guys, just like, how have you guys been feeling doing all the workouts we've been doing every day for the past 2 weeks?
They're tough. And it's a different breed. So like, I'm sore in different places. I'm fatigued in different type of ways.
But Nick, how many injuries do you have, and how many things do you need to be aware of when you're working out?
You're asking me personally?
Yeah. Like, how many injuries and things do you need to be aware of? Like for me, it's zero. Like, I don't have anything I need to be aware of. I can go through all the workouts myself. But man, am I drained at the end of those days, and like getting up the next day because I'm not getting nearly as much sleep as I'm used to getting, because I'm trying to make sure that we can continue to keep this thing going. But for like people who have full-time jobs still, or have kids to work, and like they're at home working full-time, and like trying to do these crazy hectic body weight workouts and things that are, yes, they feel good in the moment. It's like sex. It feels good in the moment, but then things can come from it later on. So like for us, if you don't have a systemized and like scientific way of doing things long term, it's not going to last. I don't know where I went with the sex thing, but
that's all right. I was going to say, personally, like, I've been an athlete for 20 plus years now, but this week, the last 2 weeks, oh my God, right? My body has not felt that type of feeling pain-wise in a while. The soreness is overwhelming.
Right.
So, whew.
Yeah, and at least the three of us, and a lot of our members can know how our bodies are feeling and adjust to it properly, and like we can make those modifications ourselves, and also do the self-care things like the stretching and the self-myofascial release and the stuff that we can do, that we know how to address it. But like, what if you're someone who's like, whether you've been working out for a long time or not, and you're trying to do this thing on your own, and like you're just going at it because you found these free sources online, or you've done these workouts online, like this is not going to be a long-term thing. And we need to look for, like, stop looking for a short-term fix for a long-term problem. Like, we need to look for, like, what can we do right now to make sure that long-term we're setting ourselves up for success. So I know that was quite a tangent, but I think we can unicorn. We can bring it back to whatever the topic was. Can you guys remind me what were we talking about?
Yeah, so we're considering the source, right? And who are you looking for, and what type of source are you trying to pull from? And you hit the nail on the head. I mean, it was perfect, right? You're trying to, if you're in the fitness industry, you're trying to get fit, you're trying to get moving, you want to find somebody who that is their day in, day out job. That's what they do. That's what they've always done. That's what they're certified to do. And if you are going to somebody who knows that stuff, they're going to understand what type of injuries to look for with what type of movements you might be doing. They're going to make their programs and understand where the pitfalls might be, where people might have some problems, and how to give you the correct instructions or the correct demonstrations, especially virtually. Right? Understanding how well somebody can move, understanding the right angles to look at while they're doing those workouts, to make sure that you're not just looking at them from head on so that you can only see their smile, but you can see them from the side and see what's going on from a different point of view, to make sure that the movement is correct and they're doing it well and they're not going to get hurt doing it.
Yeah. That's so right. With everyone, and like everyone now, I feel like we have done a good job of empowering a lot of people to be able to know that, like, you could probably safely grab a pair of dumbbells or a kettlebell or something like that, and like do a workout and like feel pretty confident that you can get through it. But as a lot of our members also know, it's like, well, you get to a point where, like, if you do the same, if you're just doing squats every day, like I love squats, but if I do squats every day, I'm not going to see a lot of productivity in my overall fitness, because squats are well, I love squats, but squats are not like the end all be all answer to everything.
Do you love squats?
I
Or
do
do you
love
love
squats.
squats?
I love squats. I love
Like
deadlifts,
squats.
deadlifts and squats, man. I can do them all day, every day. But then if I did, like, what about all the other parts I need to work on, right? Everything else I need to be working on. So I think that, like, to wrap it up and like kind of, we're doing great actually with the time and how this is going.
There is a point I wanted to make.
Yeah.
When Nick was hitting the nail on the head and you were hitting the nail on the head, everyone was just hitting nails on the head,
We're
talking
all
about
carpenters now.
just the physical trainer experience someone has, knowing all the angles and what to look for when someone's training. But you also, having that physical experience with training someone, get to know people, and you can know people outside of just their fitness and kind of hit them with like emotional ties and social ties, and make them feel like they're not just working out, but like they're getting a whole like life exercise in that one little session. People skills
Yeah.
play a huge role too.
Well, that's also, it comes back to what we do at Bent on Better. Like, we are like a personal group training. Like, we do everything in that small group feel, in that small group setting, whether it's a group of 2 people or it's a group of 12 people, or like our really big groups, like on a Saturday morning where it's like 16. Like, that's a big group for us. Like, but it's still, we make it personal and we keep everything small, and we know everyone's stories and know everyone's backgrounds and know everyone's injuries. And so we want to know what's going on and make sure that we know everything, and being able to communicate at that level and having this real-time feedback. Like, no, it is not as good as being in person, but when there's no other option, this is the best option. So having that being able to do it. And I think it's important to make a note that, like, we're also like real time there with you. Either we're doing it like the way we do it is we have the strength training options and the workout options where we are there and we're just watching, we're cueing, we're watching, we're coaching, we're training. And then the other options would be like, we're doing it along with you, but we're still modifying, we're still adjusting things that, like, so you can feel motivated in doing it with us, but also feel that you are still getting the attention that you deserve. And it's not just like here's my recorded program, here you go. Like, that's great for some people. And we have that option too. If you just want to grab something from us and help support us, you can also just grab and download some of our options that we have for full body weight workouts. We have a few weeks of them. We also have weeks of actual program workouts that you can do at home with very little equipment needed, like kettlebells or dumbbells or bands. So, keeping all of that stuff in mind, and knowing that when you're there in the moment, and know that you're not just surrounded, even virtually. I mean, could you imagine if you've ever been someone who's gone in a class of like 30 to 50 people at like a big box gym, like Globo Gym down the road, who, like, by the way, still charges membership right now, and they're not providing their big classes and there are all the other like amenities that you'd be paying for. Like, they're still charging you. So like when you're paying for something that you accept to have this experience, the experience that we are giving is that same thing. We want you guys to know it's personalized, it's small. It's not a group of 30 people on a call where we're trying to watch all these little tiny cameras all over the place trying to get that workout in and make sure you're doing things correctly. But like, we want to make sure that you still have that attention that you deserve and that you need in your fitness stuff. Workouts are great. Doing it all on your own is great. If you have the right resources, go for it. If you need some help, we're here. We're here. We are here. Hey, we're here. So, final thoughts, guys.
I think we covered it pretty well. Honestly, I do. Find your credible resource and go with the flow. Let's go.
Yeah.
Get moving and stay moving.
Bet on better. Bet on better.
Yeah, we're here for you. So on that note, we're here. Check out our website, check out our social media pages for all the resources. If you get in contact with us, if you're listening in and you have any of our personal contact information, of course, you reach out to us too and let us know how we can help you. But otherwise, thanks for tuning in to another Bent on Better podcast with Matt, Nick, and Alysha. We are here to help you on this journey. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay strong, and just keep smiling. All right. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.